A little bit forced, but we don't care.
It's 5:30, and it's time to get funky. Peyton Watson is back, and we are back in the Toyota Winners Lounge, baby. The Toyota Winners Lounge, presented by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR, and today's Winners Lounge is presented by our friends at Bet365. Download that Bet365 app. Use code DNVR365 when you do. Deposit $10, place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. And with that, it is time for a Sunday evening Winners Lounge. The Nuggets victorious again over those Portland Trailblazers in an absolute shootout that ended up going Denver's way. I am joined, Chad is right, no wet cigarettes today, for my good friend Eric Wedum.
That's right. I'm just going to use a vape like a normal day.
Hey.
Listen, guys, the sun is shining. The birds are out. All the Nuggets have returned, and each and every one of them is good. Life is good, guys. We're back.
Life is great. Eric thinks that we're back. Peyton Watson's back. DNVR Nuggets is back for sure as well. We are healthy after a 4 to 6 week window. Superstar Dev back for another show.
I'm just glad that I don't have to see no wet cigarettes tonight. I'm so excited about that.
It's a bad look.
We're so back.
Very exciting to not have any wet, limp cigarettes hanging out of your mouth.
The last couple, it was so bad. I had 2, and then somebody was like, "That's not funny, and I can't understand you." And I was like, "Well,"
and it looks gross.
I was like, "Do you want to understand me? I don't get it."
Completely different vibe today. Kale, why don't we take a look at that game overview? I have 2 big notes here for the quick, fast, brief cap rundown. Both teams hit all their shots in the first half. The Blazers didn't hit their shots in the second half.
Dude,
how about that?
39.1% from 3-point for the Nuggets, which actually, like, the way they started off is pretty low. Like, both teams had quite a swoon in that second half. You remember both Klingon came out and hit 4 3-pointers in a row.
Yep.
For them to end on 32% says a lot about how the rest of the game went.
They absolutely cooled off in that second half. In that first half, Dev, remember it was Jamal Murray early and Cam Johnson as well.
They both got going early, and I feel like everybody was hitting everything. Looking at that score on that graphic, I cannot believe it was a regular score. It also goes to show you the type of defense that was played in the second half by the Nuggets, or a team just decided to look like themselves.
Nuggets held the Blazers to 24 points in the third quarter, which is what Dev's referencing. With rose-colored glasses, great defense from Denver, or to Dev's point, maybe just what you expect from the Blazers. They weren't going to hit all those shots. They didn't. And the Denver Nuggets put up 128 points. Was that
Yep.
Which now, guys, in their last 2 games, the Denver Nuggets have scored 285 points against the Portland Trailblazers. 2-0, 285 points scored.
So, and what if the Blazers lost by? Would they lose by today? Let's see, 10, 16.
Last time it was 50 plus. 50 so, yeah.
Plus. So they've lost by probably somewhere in the 60s over the last 2 games.
It's looked the way you've wanted to look if you're the Nuggets playing the Blazers in March. And so, yeah, a nice definitive win in the end. Great offensive production from the Nuggets. And let's get into our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. Superstar Dev, the floor is yours.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway in this one is, man, does it feel good to be healthy. Not in my real life because I'm, struggling with the health thing. My leg is still in pain, but the Nuggets look healthy in this one. This was our first time. It feels like in a very, very, very long time. For me, it feels like since the opening night that we got to see this.
Since November, really,
the
truly.
Healthy team. Yeah. Like, every single person was available, ready to play, and that's why you could say all the Nuggets are good in this type of game. I'm excited for these next 10 games to see what it looks like when they're at their full strength. I think this was a perfect opportunity for them to bounce back, look right, and we all look good. We're all healthy in this one.
Mr. Eric Wedum, what is your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. God, bro, the Nuggets are back. We're so bad. Listen, we have not had fun in 4 to 6 weeks. We have just been.
Honestly, we have. They're just immediately followed by.
It doesn't count as fun,
punches.
dude. It's not fun if you like beat the Blazers by 50 points and then you lose to all the teams of consequence immediately thereafter. The Nuggets are literally all back. It's the craziest thing. I honestly now just taking a breath. Just now that we're just not being shoved underwater all season, we come up, take a breath, look around, we have a pretty good team, man. The Nuggets are a pretty good team.
A very deep team, and we will talk about the ramifications of being healthy and deep again and that rotation as we get a look at some potential playoff previews, or playoff rotation previews, I should say.
Absolutely.
From David Adelman.
Yeah, what is your Red Hawk Roofing
First,
big takeaway?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. I am hopeful, having resigned myself to Denver just not being a great 4-quarter defensive team.
Yeah.
In fact, in many ways, being a very poor one this season, I have adjusted my hope to this possibility that, much like in 2023, they can become a team that has an elite offense, and they play timely defense.
Yes.
Maybe it's a quarter at a time. Maybe it's a much better half than the first half. Obviously, we would prefer it's a full 4-quarter effort, but I don't know how many of those you're going to get. I do know that in 2023, it was a group that didn't light the world on defensively, didn't light the world on fire, but they were so potent offensively that if they could just pick a quarter or find their spots, a lot of times it was in the clutch for that group, and just tighten up, that would be what they need to separate.
Yep.
In the last couple of games, that's sort of how it's happened. Toronto, the 4th quarter, Denver plays the defense you're looking to see from a hopeful contender, and I thought we saw that in the second half after a lot of points for Portland in the first half. So I'm hopeful we're transitioning to that kind of identity of just play it enough in timely stretches and trust your offense to carry you through.
This game had a real scrimmage type vibe to it. It's always weird. It's been a long time, mercifully, for the Denver Nuggets where this time of year hits and you don't quite know what your team is playing for. It honestly, if they win, it's devastating. But that team came out and they wanted to score the basketball. There was not a lot of really serious defense being played on either side for large portions of this game. But to your point, Vogt, they did at a certain point kind of lock it up, kind of lock it down. The Denver Nuggets never stopped scoring, which is a beautiful thing to see. Obviously, you need the scoring, but we always assume it's going to be there. It just comes down to that defensive effort. And we saw from David Adelman seems like a declaration at this point that we're going to be going small when it comes to the second unit henceforth. We're not going to see Val. We're going to be as, I don't know, I guess, sort of positionless in a way with Spencer, P. Watt, guys that kind of move around. And at first it looked a little tenuous. It kind of seemed like Portland was going to be able to have their way, just getting alley-oop after alley-oop on the smaller defenders. But in the end, it worked out, and it worked well. That second unit, I would suspect, greatly outscored the backup unit from Portland. But I don't even know who the backup unit for Portland is. They're all just kind of a backup unit. But it was good. I mean, David Adelman is now definitely in a position where he has to kind of mess around, see what he's got, what actually makes sense. Who should be the stagger? Tonight it was Jamal. Should you stagger with Cam Johnson? Should there be more than one? And tonight it was just Jamal staggering, unless memory doesn't serve me. And
no, you're right.
The other guys, most notably Peyton Watson, were able to step it up. Bruce Brown. And get it done, man. And so that bodes well for our Denver Nuggets.
Pull on that thread and talk about what we saw from the rotation tonight, because, look, this is the full team again. So let's start with just that point, Dev. What did you think of the decision to go small tonight against a team that had centers in both lineups, and the fact that he's been doing that a lot lately?
I mean, I guess it just tells you that this is the rotation that he sees it right now, because this is the first time that we got to see them healthy. And also, the writing has been on the wall for the last few games. We have not seen Big Val out there.
Nope.
There was questions, not many, but there was questions about if Julian Strother would be in a rotation. He clearly is not in the rotation. He went to his 9 guys, and now having Spencer Jones on the actual roster instead of on a 2-way, it shows that he's going to be the backup big at times where they're not going AG there. And he's holding his own, and they're finding ways to continue to score there. So it seems like Adelman's trying to get as many minutes as possible with this team to see what he has with this specific rotation. And it's been successful in the last few games. He's going with that small lineup. They go on like runs. That's what you're looking for right now.
Did the wildest? Sorry, really quick. The wildest thing is that small lineup got like 3 or 4 blocks in a row. Like they were actually swarming defensively, and they were doing a lot more than when, say, Jokic was on the floor as far as like defense in the paint was concerned.
No, it's worked lately. It's worked. So, tonight was kind of interesting because they have Robert Williams. And I think to the point of some people's consternation on this topic, it has felt at times where it's like, okay, this is the Thunder. This is the team you go small against. Wait, now Big Val is in there versus Portland. You probably could have played Big Val, but he decides to go small. So that can be a little jarring. But we have to acknowledge that these smaller minutes have worked lately. And that directly juxtaposed with those Big Val minutes where they were hemorrhaging points of late. Also important to note, like you guys mentioned, it was Jamal Murray to start the year. Then it became Cam Johnson as the stagger. Now, a lot of the data that reflected that was working was Cam and Val on the floor at the same time. It stops working so well. Val comes off the floor, and he goes back to Jamal.
Yeah.
So I think that's just something really, really interesting, something to keep an eye on. Is Jamal just the stagger again now? Is that what it'll be like in the postseason? Dev, there were some other changes as well. I mean, these are the guys that you would expect to play in most playoff series, which means a handful of guys aren't going to play. And I know you were marked on the watch along. That means no Julian Strawther.
Yeah, I just feel like there was a stretch. It makes sense. I will say that. It does make sense. We're getting to the nitty gritty where it comes down to like, this is our rotation. We need to see what it is that we truly have. I did feel like he had earned some minutes that, especially in games like this, that he was going to earn some more minutes. Like he would be able to play a bit more. The Nuggets have struggled as of late. So they're not blowing teams out. So he's not able to actually play in those close ones. But it does go to show you that he's just really not part of the rotation at all. He's not the real shocker as much as Big Val is. I really do think that was one for me. And I do think that it's still going to be situational.
Yeah, we might see him still, I think.
But in this specific matchup, Time Lord was on the other side. Another big man that doesn't really stretch the floor, that just attacks inside. That was an opportunity to see Big Val, and we did not see Big Val.
No, not
and
at all.
There's nothing on the injury reports. It's like it's nothing there. He's just actually not playing. So he's also out of the rotation. I think that one shocks me more.
And then another notable decision, Eric, is look, as they all get healthy, I don't think anyone expected Zeke to be in the playoff rotation. But over the last month and a half, it felt like there were times, right, to maybe try it. And in fact, this year he's had some utility in those moments. But David Adelman just seems to have gone completely away from Zeke Nnaji here.
Well, I mean, I think both Julian Strawther and Zeke Nnaji, like Julian Strawther's opportunity and his hope to be in the lineup was hinging on Tim Hardaway Jr.'s play. And Tim Hardaway Jr.'s, like, you can't take him out. You can't give his minutes to anybody else. And Spencer Jones is the same thing for Zeke Nnaji. Like, Spencer Jones is filling that role that Zeke Nnaji would typically get an opportunity. I agree. Like, Zeke Nnaji has probably had his best season this year, maybe. I mean,
real contributions that mattered in the moment.
Because there was only a couple games where it was like, I felt like we were just like, what is he doing out there? Just laughing at Zeke Nnaji missing layups or whatever. He's been really competent to good. I feel like almost every time he's come in. He's been in the league now for a while. He's a legit veteran. And I am equally surprised that I think maybe, for Zeke, he probably just needs a new he just needs a change of scenery because David Adelman has been his coach in some capacity the entire time he's been here. So surely David Adelman has some like built-in feelings about Zeke Nnaji.
Right.
But I'm with you. Like I'm surprised that this does seem like a time of year and a position where Zeke Nnaji should, by all rights, be getting some of those minutes. But it's all Spencer.
And it's different now that Spencer and Peyton and Aaron are back.
Yeah.
Maybe arguably if you go small in this game, you could have gone with Zeke still. But yes, it just felt like there was a while there with no Aaron or Peyton or Spencer, and they still didn't go to him. So it seems Zeke is really just not in the conversation right now.
Not at all.
I'm with Dev that I still wonder if Jonas Valanciunas is going to be situational. I don't know that we don't see him at all in the playoffs, but I would think that we're going to see a lot more of this look, especially depending on the matchups. And, I think the guy that really got squeezed is Jalen Pickett,
dude,
who just doesn't play at all now.
He's squeezed out.
And those minutes go to Tyus Jones. And a couple of quick thoughts on that. A, you never know what promises were made to go get a guy in the buyout market. My guy has to play if you're signing him, etc. B, if you're going to do this, you probably do want to get a look at it before the playoffs start. I just think if I'm Jalen Pickett, I'm going, who is that guy? He just got here. I know all the plays. And by the way, that 10-6 January we had, I was there hitting step backs over former MVPs. So that's just, to me, if I were Jalen Pickett, that's the one where I go, yeah, it's just not happening for me in Denver, man.
Yeah, I will say, though, that Tyus Jones really doesn't get a lot of time. Like, they really are just going without a backup point guard.
Right, he didn't play tonight, to be clear.
They're just like, we're not doing it.
Which
no one isn't.
One of the things that everyone questions is, like, who is Nuggets backup point guard? Like, are they going to ever fill that role with a guy that they trust or they want out on the floor? And bringing in a Tyus Jones, the answer is still no.
Right.
Jalen Pickett, like, he has his moments where he looks alive, where he gets them wins, where he looks damn good, and they still don't trust in that. So that's also a no. They just really just are saying, no, we're going to go with someone else at backup point guard. And that's why you have a Peyton Watson. That's why he's so important. A Bruce Brown, who you don't feel very confident in as bringing the ball up, but you feel confident with him on the court.
Sure.
And then also, they just have Aaron Gordon and Jokic, who they could just bring the ball up at various times. So while it's a concern, it's also one of those things that they're like, we've done it for so long that it's kind of our identity.
And one of their original plans was to get some of it in the aggregate through young Peyton Watson, who made his return tonight. We will talk about that on the other side of this break. Colorado Soccer Association is the official hub for 65 plus soccer clubs across the state. That's a lot.
Dang.
It's a lot of soccer clubs. Offering programs for youth players, adult players, coaches, referees, families who want to get involved in the game. You got kids looking to kick off their soccer journey. They can do that as early as age 3 with the CSA, the Colorado Soccer Association. Whether you're playing for fun, competing at the highest level, or exploring a career in soccer, there is something for everyone at the CSA. Be a part of history with the 2026 World Cup coming to the U.S. and a new NWSL team, Denver Summit FC, joining Colorado. There's never been a more exciting time to play, cheer, and be a part of the soccer buzz. And I believe that Colorado produces more women's professional soccer players than any other state.
Everyone in Colorado
country.
plays soccer. Everyone.
It is
except Dev. I got to think that's the one exception.
And some real ringers on the women's side for sure. Absolutely. So if you got some kids out there, some daughters looking to get their soccer journey started, it's a great place to do it. Colorado Soccer Association is there to help it get done. If you want to get involved, visit coloradosoccer.org to find one of the 65 plus clubs near you and be a part of the future of the game. And hard left turn from wanting to play soccer to wanting to sell stuff on the internet.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Shopify, the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Some people, at some point in their lives, they take those childhood dreams and they make them real. They put them out into the world. Some people, it's a dream they realized late in life. It's not one they had as a kid, but they realize there's a business idea I have. I have an idea for something that I want to exist in the world, and Shopify helps them get it done. Eric knows this well. Eric has a lot of Denver, Colorado merch that he creates. We sell it on that great DNVR merch store, and that merch store is powered by Shopify.
It is indeed.
Consider this as testimonial. If you're thinking about starting your own business, if you are ready to sell, then you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial. Start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. One more.
Yeah.
It was better that way.
Whoa.
No, it was better that
The
way.
first one was better than the second. I'll say.
Producer Kale's pretty busy because he's also whipping up all these great stats graphics for us. And Kale, I know you like to put them together for the individual performances. Let's take a look at Peyton Watson.
Let's
if you
do
got
it.
it, who made his return. Look at that.
Dude, that's a healthy stat line.
It's a very healthy stat line. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 13 from the field, Dev, after a 6-month-ish break from basketball with a hamstring strain. What did you see from Ocho tonight?
I mean, Peyton Watson he's been a completely different player than we've ever seen. And with all that time off, you would have assumed that he would have came back and just went through the motions. That's not in him anymore. It's just not him. He just can't do it. He's aggressive. He's very confident in every single way. And also, he's just willing to take shots. He's willing to make plays that other players are not ready to make. He had a few floaters that you're like, yo, what is that? Some of them weren't, he missed a couple of them, but he kept shooting in them. And then he got himself going. He worked himself into that type of stat line. He's grabbing every single rebound. He's as versatile as he's been. And it was as if he didn't really miss too much time, which is great to see that they're not having to ramp him back up. He was on a minutes restriction, and he still filled it up in that minutes restriction. So you'll take that. Everybody's happy to have Peyton Watson back.
Yeah, you're right. 14 points in just under 20 minutes played. That's pretty impressive. Great shout on the rebounding. 6 rebounds. That's a really good call. And no turnovers as well. What did you think, Eric, in terms of 2 things? A, the rust factor, but B, looking physically hindered, if at all?
I mean, exactly what you expect. It comes in, don't know quite what to expect. Some hilarious shots early on, but he just didn't stop. He shot maybe the most ridiculous shot I've ever seen, a deep logo 3, missing a shoe. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Did not go in, but still a very, very memorable shot.
Hit the next one with the shoe on, though.
As soon as the shoe went on, everything changed. No, Peyton Watson really looked confident, had some great finishes. Those floaters you mentioned, like we were joking on the watch along, he just looked like rusty to the point of needing oil. Oil can. But he didn't stop, man. And by the end, he was flying around. He looked just like Peyton Watson. If you didn't know, you would think it was Peyton Watson out there.
And I think one thing to track in Peyton Watson's return, coming back off the bench now, just how aggressive will he be? Like Dev was talking about, how much room for there? Like, how much room for that, right, is there with everyone healthy? He was 3rd on the team in shot attempts tonight.
Yeah, turns out quite a bit of room.
Jokic and Jamal took 18. Peyton Watson got 13 off the bench. So early returns that is not a problem.
These are very early returns. This is a very ridiculous opponent to try and draw too many long-term meaningful takeaways from. But it is NBA competition. The Nuggets did have to sort of figure out who they were. They were, they themselves were their own opponent in many ways coming into this, and it went off pretty seamlessly, man. Like, there wasn't a lot of what are we doing? There were a few moments where that backup unit was on the court, and it was clear they hadn't been playing together for a while. They were kind of cycling the ball in a very stilted way, like nothing was quite happening. But that was more the exception than the rule. Like, they really Peyton Watson really just came back and looked like Peyton Watson. It's pretty amazing.
That's also the perfect matchup for P. Watt to return. To get himself going and to get his confidence back into it, because really when you come back from missing that much time, there really is a easing into it, fill it out process that he just said, hey, forget all those things.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you your favorite color or anything like that. I've been in relationships, so I would know. I'm not asking your favorite color. I don't care what your favorite meal is or anything like. You get straight to business.
That's my kind of relationship.
P. Watt, did. He went straight to what he wanted to do, and he did it. He did that.
Incredible way of framing it.
I love that. And we're more deep, meaningful relationships. You definitely know which color is the other person's favorite. That's the first thing you know.
In high school.
One note on PY, and this is a note, it's not a criticism. He gets into the paint really well. Yeah. And not a lot of guys do on this team. They were missing that. And when everyone was out, he was getting into the paint and scoring. And tonight he got into the paint and scored at times. There just will be times, there will be moments where it's about getting into the paint and playmaking. So with P-Watt, they have another shot creator right now. I think they have a chance to have another playmaker. And there was one position where he got into the middle of the floor, into the paint, and he took that little floater, and Spencer's wide open in the corner. And this is less of a criticism because he had a good game, just more of, I think Peyton is capable of this, getting into the teeth of the defense. They collapse. Can he spray it out and create some more looks? And if they're going to play without backup point guards, more of that might be required of him. But I'll be very curious to see just they might need him to be a different type of player in different types of games.
I know.
And I'm curious to see how amenable he is.
That
to
is the biggest question is like, how does this team fully fit together? I mean, on paper, early in the year, it fit together very easily. But then as the year continues on, like Peyton Watson evolves into a very different player than he started the year as. And you're right. Like what does that mean? If Jamal Murray is out there sharing the court with him, staggering, who is like, are we looking more to Peyton? I mean, it's to this point, one game in, it's been nothing but good. And I expect it to be nothing but good, but it's at least something interesting to pay attention to.
100%. It's absolutely, it's really interesting because when everything was really sweet for him before the injury, it was a very particular set of circumstances. And it's not that he's not capable of it, just what does it look like? It'll be curious to see. But tonight, it was classic, aggressive Watson, 13 shots, 6 makes, 14.6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 0 turnovers. Shout out Peyton Watson.
Shout out Peyton, man.
Let's take a look at a fella who took 10 shots tonight. 7 of them were threes, and I just thought he looked really, really aggressive within his role. Killer Cam. Cam John the man, John.
Holy smokes.
19 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. It's funny to talk about how aggressive Cam is, and it's still only 10 shots. It's just going to be this way. But Dev, true or false, Cam looked aggressive tonight.
He looks damn good, especially in that first half. And actually, D-Line brought up a great point in this one because I was like, hey, we've seen a lot of Cam John early on in this one where he got himself going. He was aggressive. He was scoring with ease. And I'm like, why is he still not going? Why is he not trying to continue to push that? And D-Line eloquently told me,
F off.
Shut the hell up. But really, it was more so of like, that's what you want from Killer Cam. That's what you want is for him to keep the defense honest, make them have to guard him, be aggressive where now it's like, okay, this is another guy that could hurt you. And then everybody else starts to eat. It was like Cam John had it going, but he also was like, I'm going to continue to like rotate the ball. I'm going to continue to move, which is like him hitting, the notes that he wants to hit, but also he knocked down the 3 ball, 5 of 7 from deep. It's easy to get yourself going when you're able to knock down shots. So it was great to see him be aggressive, but it was great for him to see some shots go early on because then he's not trying to chase.
That's a great point. What'd you see from Cameron Johnson tonight?
Bro, it was beautiful. Like, I really can't believe the rebirth that we've seen from Killer Cam. Like, he entered into the phone booth, downtrodden, dejected, frankly hated by all of Nuggets Nation. People were down on him. You remember that? Cameron Johnson, professional basketball player, enters in a phone booth, emerges as Killer Cam. And from that point on, it's just been beautiful, man. Like, it's just so dope to have another guy on the court that when the ball finds him behind the three-point line, you're excited.
100%.
There's a lot of guys that get it behind the three-point line. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, no. Like, he's too open. He's definitely going to shoot. Please don't do that. Cam Johnson, this was, I think this is the most comfortable he has looked all year.
I completely agree.
He just came out, and it wasn't just that, obviously you remember early in the year, the consternation, the scuttlebutt around Nuggets Nation was that, and frankly, like what he was showing us is that he was hesitant. He was scared to take shots. He wasn't hitting shots. We kept talking about like, oh, he's just thinking too much. I can't stop thinking. We're like, dude, just stop thinking. Play basketball, brother. He hit a groove, and then he got hurt because that's what the Nuggets do. As soon as they hit a groove, they get hurt. Came back.
This is true.
Came back, had one of the biggest record scratch miss moments in a big game, which always happens against the Thunder. Could have won the game, missed it. Everyone was out on Killa. Not Killa, though. Not Eric, though. Me and Killa. Comes back, dude. This guy's great, man. I really, this is now, I'm hoping we're getting to the point of the conversation where the name MPJ is never uttered again. Not because we don't love him, not because of anything about him, but just the idea that it's not like, that it's like the Nuggets are in such a worse position because they have this guy who's scared to take the big shot. And I don't think that's him anymore.
He looked really willing to take shots tonight. He took some that, for certain people, you might say ill-advised. For Cam, I think you're saying you'd wish he'd take more of those in a Nuggets uniform. Like tonight, he's 5 of 7 from 3, looking more like Tim Hardaway Jr. looked last night. Some of those were contested. A couple of them were very deep. And I think that matters.
It does.
When they first acquired Cam Johnson, Adam spoke a lot about how the average distance of their shots and where they like to set up in terms of spacing the floor, and how Cam, in theory, is a guy who spaces it even more.
Yep.
Deeper range, willing to stand deeper when spotting up and waiting. I think that's going to be huge, especially as teams continue to try to collapse the floor around Jokic. And it's like, it's Cam hasn't seemed like this high volume 3-point threat.
Not at all.
It's got to feel like, much like it did with Mike when he was healthy.
Yes.
If you come off of this guy, you're just giving up 3 points.
Yes.
So no matter how good Jokic is, it does not make more sense to leave him wide open.
No, Brad.
And so can he get to that point? And can it be a weapon that's really helpful in a series against like the Oklahoma City Thunder, for example?
Exactly. And like, just if Killer Cam is being Killer Cam, it's not even about what he's doing. It's about what it does to the rest of the Nuggets and like what it does for Nikola Jokic, what it does for Jamal Murray, what it does for everybody, Aaron Gordon. Like, you can't overload anybody when everyone is knocking down shots at that regularity. It's just like that you don't really have a good opportunity to shut anybody down on the defensive end. So this is a very welcome sight for very sore eyes that have been sore for 4 to 6 weeks, the entire year. And dude, it's like the Nuggets, I mean, again, like grain of salt, grain of whatever, playing the Portland Trailblazers, not a lot of resistance there, but it just looked correct.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. It's what you were hoping to see from Cam Johnson and like that direct impact on the Jokic offense.
Yes.
And how much harder it is to play Jokic junk defense. On the other side of our next break, we will talk about the man himself, Jokic, Big 15, number 27, Jamal Murray. You may know these names, the typical stars of the show. We'll break down their performances and more on the other side. Common Spirit is the official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos, but they are also our friends and partners here on the Nugget Show and at Common Spirit Health. They're more than just hospitals and clinics. They are a team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being, woven into the very fabric of your community. From preventative care to advanced surgical solutions, their skilled physicians and caring staff are here for you, offering personalized treatment tailored to your unique needs. You can expect a blend of cutting-edge technology with a commitment to human kindness at their 20 hospitals and 240 clinics and care sites, all right here in Colorado. Whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. This kind of care is the easiest thing to take for granted, especially when you live in this country. You just kind of assume it really makes a difference to have a team that cares about the human kindness element of it, that's great at their job, that's prepared to help you through whatever it is you're navigating. If you've ever really been sick or had a loved one that was, you know just how important it is to find a team that you trust. Let that team be Common Spirit Health. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, the official healthcare partner, again, of the Denver Broncos, which are apparently a big deal in this town. I didn't know that.
I know, every time I hear your mouth wanting to make an N sound. Official partner of the Denver Broncos.
I know. It's when I got here, man, it was like the worst 7-year stretch in Broncos history. Literally, actually.
So you were like, oh, why do you guys care about the Broncos? And then they were good last year, and you're like, oh, I see. Yeah, it's a big deal. Okay, you know what else is a big deal? Game Time. And Game Time helps you get good seats to the big deals, like Broncos games, for example, big concerts, comedy shows, whatever it is you're looking for. If you're trying to get out into the city and experience some Denver culture, you can find a great seat at a great price thanks to the Game Time app, giving fans the advantage with constant innovation. It's how you unlock amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's very, very simple to use, and it comes with the Game Time guarantee, meaning you get 100% authentic tickets on time at the best price, no surprises. If you bought those tickets on Game Time, they will work. You are getting into the building. I promise you that. When you're shopping, you can get little previews now of your seats, so you can really double, triple check that it's exactly where you wanted to sit. I have used Game Time to see sporting events. I've used Game Time for gifts to help my friends and family see concerts that they like. You can use Game Time and take the guesswork out of buying tickets at every type of event. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today.
And we are back, my friends.
It's good to be back,
We
isn't
are
it?
back in the
We're
Toyota
back in
Winners
every
Lounge,
possible way.
Dev's back. Peyton Watson's back. We're back in the Winners Lounge, the Toyota Winners Lounge. What an absolute treat. We appreciate everyone hanging out in the Toyota chat there as well. Your input is always appreciated. Do us a favor and like the show if you haven't yet. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. We are live after every game. We're live before every game. We're actually live during the games now.
We're just live.
And sometimes
all the
they
time,
don't
dude.
play. We're live anyway. There's a bunch of shows.
If you ever go onto the internet and notice we're not live, call the authorities.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Something's
wrong.
terribly wrong.
Check in on Eric.
Yeah.
Let's check in on Jokic. We talked about it in the pregame show and how his turnovers have been higher and it hasn't felt quite the same watching him play. Tonight, kind of an interesting example of those dynamics because, well, he had 22 points, 14 rebounds, and 14 assists. Pretty good. He also had a 90-second window where he played basketball so poorly that you were like, who is this and what's happening and what happened to him? But he seemed to snap out of it, Dev. What did you see from number 15 tonight?
He snapped out of it pretty quickly.
He did.
And that's him getting back focused. Like, it was like him going off the deep end for that small portion of the game, but then he was just like, you know what, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, and then he started to dominate. He seems like he's trying to pass himself out of a rut. He's also trying to shoot himself out of a rut right now. He's like, I got to get this 3-point ball falling, especially with how these little guys are guarding me. I do think that that's a way for him to calculate how to make sure that there's strategy to it. If I'm able to shoot the 3 ball, they can't send those double teams the entire time. And then also he's just making these type of passes right now. But only 5 turnovers. He slowed down after that, and then it started to become fun Jokic passes.
Yeah.
14 assists in this one, and I feel like he was hunting for more. 14 rebounds, started to dominate the boards and just scoring. It seemed like there was also a lot of movement without the ball from him that you don't typically see. That cut down the middle where he got the dunk from was it CB? Maybe I think it was CB. That was like something new for him. It was a lot of cutting, just trying to find new ways to score, and I really like that from Jokic. So you'll take this. It's a plus 19. And then a triple-double in the third quarter, which was his 85th of his career, I think they put up there.
85th time before the fourth quarter, yeah.
That's an insane stat. Jokic's getting himself back.
Really is the definitive Jokic stat, right? Just that it's like, oh, you got a lot of triple-doubles. He had 85 of them before the fourth quarter started.
Dude, the big O could never. The big O, never.
Pretty
third?
ridiculous
Come
stuff.
on.
It's a good note there, Dev, because when he made the MVP ascension, there was the original blueprint against Jokic, which was 2 bigs. Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Derek Favors, Rudy Gobert. LA tried to did it with Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis. And you just started to see Jokic cutting more, right? And catching it on the move and scoring before they could set up the way that they wanted to set up. Mm-hmm. Another thing happened tonight, which is Portland did what teams have been doing lately. They put a smaller guy on Jokic. But fascinatingly, they didn't go small to do that. Klingon was still on the floor.
Right. They just transitioned him off.
They just transitioned him off.
But Tamani Kamara on him.
I thought Denver did a good job of what David Adelman has talked about lately, which is if it's going to be loading up to deny Jokic the ball or in whatever fashion, like other guys have to take advantage.
They did.
And I thought they put Klingon in so many actions, and like Aaron Gordon and Jamal were so active in all the right ways. They didn't let Portland off the hook, is the best way to put it, for trying to get away with that defense. Now, granted, they are the Blazers and it's not the Thunder and all that, but I just thought as a team, they executed in a way of like, okay, this is how you're trying to guard him. You've just made our lives that much easier over here.
Yeah, I mean, there is just a tactical thing that was realized. It's always what they're trying to do is just make other teams pay for doing these wacky alignments on Nikola Jokic, putting Rui Hachimura, putting Tamani Kamara, putting, who do the Thunder? What's the bald guy?
Alex Caruso?
Thank you, Alex Caruso. By all rights, it seems like you should be able to absolutely punish teams for doing such a ridiculous thing like that, and it hasn't. Generally, like the Nuggets have not punished teams for making those decisions like you would expect them to.
But I think this healthy roster can.
That's what I'm saying.
Think they can.
That's what I mean. Is that like tonight and today we saw the Nuggets absolutely take advantage of the fact that Nikola Jokic was being guarded by the smaller guy, and we saw that's when Killa Cam was going nuts. That's when Jamal Murray was going nuts, and like everybody was getting the outside shots. AG, and they absolutely made him pay for it. So yes, it does feel like they have the solve for what everybody else has lined up as the official way to guard Nikola Jokic. But it's, if everybody's hitting, there's really not much you can do. This team, there's not much you can do with this team to stop them if everybody's playing up to their potential.
No, this defense can get in Jokic's head, I think, at times. But the only team that's like consistently, and now we stop him, you could say, are the Thunder. And even that, I think, semantically is arguable. But it's clearly, as a team, they haven't figured that out. It was good to see them, though, like, even if it's just Portland and not OKC, still attack it, leverage the advantages that they were provided by that.
Yeah, definitely.
That scheme. We mentioned his name. Dev, I'm curious what you thought of his game. Jamal Murray was hot early.
Oh, Dev.
Somehow, remarkably, only scored 22 points in this game. What did you think of Jamal Murray?
I take your personal feelings out of this, Dev. Don't do it.
Good game, Jamal. Good game, Jamal. Really, he was scorching hot, and he got them like not a lead because Portland was also scorching hot at the same time, but he was matching. He was matching energy. He was scoring with ease, with will, and he's also been on this tear as of late where the guys that are known as the tough defenders, he really has figured out a way to score on them. Drew Holiday is like...
It's a great point.
It's an easy assignment for him now because I feel like Jamal has gotten a lot stronger. He's now not now, he's always been, but he's such a big guard. He uses his strength and his size to just shoot over guys where it's becoming easy. And, everybody goes to that ethical hoops when it comes to Jamal. Mm-hmm. He had his point. He didn't go to the free throw line once.
Not once.
Not one time. Like, he's not trying to go to the free throw line. It's like a bucket here, mid-range. Let's knock down a couple of threes. He went 4 of 9 from deep. He's freeing himself up, and he's also, finding teammates. So you'll take that in this one. 7 assists in this game, 20 points, and he didn't just keep hunting for shots despite him having 18 field goal attempts. Because if I'm that hot at this time,
oh my God,
like in the first quarter, I'm trying to score at least 50 points. I'm going to shoot it at least 50
I can't believe he didn't score 50 points.
Honestly, though, a lot of it, you're like, we took 18 shots, hit half of them, 4 of 9 from 3. It was the free throws. It's that there's no free throws on top of it to make it a 35-point game or whatever.
Yeah, but that was a set-the-tone type of game early, for Jamal. Like, he made sure that, hey, see what I'm doing, everybody else get on board, and everybody else got on board.
Eric, Jamal is having an incredible season. But it's not just that he's the same player and he's improved. He is a high volume 3-point shooter now, which is something we've always really liked to see. And it's just cool to consistently see him talk about not letting defenses off the hook. Like, if he's open and the ball finds him, he's letting it fly these days.
Jamal Murray really took a long look in the mirror over the offseason. After his performance in the Olympics, or was it the Olympics? It was the World Basketball, whatever it was. On Team Canada, he let them down. He was just not very, I don't know. He wasn't his best in the NBA playoffs. And a lot of questions started to come up. Like, is Jamal washed? Is he hurt? Is he never going to be the same? And he just really took stock of where he is in his life, in his basketball career, what people are saying, how he's regarded. He got cut out of the goddamn New Balance commercial, for God's sake. They edited him out.
You notice they've been creeping him back in there?
It's been so good they made a new one. And Cameron Brink is barely featured, man. She got cut.
She stopped playing basketball altogether. And
that was the worst part, is that Cameron Brink wasn't playing basketball, but remained in the commercial, where Jamal Murray was playing basketball, got cut right out. But his approach is different in almost every single way. He's just, from the time that he threw a heating pad onto the court to now, is just a totally different player from a maturity standpoint, from an understanding standpoint, from a leadership standpoint. It's really refreshing to see. It's something that I always kind of thought he had in him, but he was sort of yet to show it on any kind of consistent basis. We obviously saw what he's capable of doing in the bubble, but we also know that was the most unrealistic setting a basketball tournament will ever be held in. but he's kind of like gotten back to that place in an ironic way. He's gotten back to where he was early in his career through maturity. And it's just great, man. Like, it just gives you a lot of confidence, and it makes you feel like the Nuggets are worth following again because they play the game the right way. Jamal Murray plays the game the right way. So does Nikola Jokic. And those two guys are so easy to root for.
Well said, well said. A lot of guys were easy to root for tonight, easy to watch tonight, and super producer Kale tells me that we have the highly anticipated results
of which
of this game ball poll.
I honestly don't know who's even in there. Who are the?
I put Yoke, Jamal, Cam, and P. Watt.
Okay, hold on. Let's make a guess. I'm gonna guess Killer Cam.
I'm gonna go. Oh, that is close. I'll go Yoke.
You'll be Yoke. I'm between P. Watt or Killer Cam. That's
I'll say maybe P. Watt gets some return.
People do
love.
like P. Watt.
Oh God, let's see, Kel.
What do you got, Kill?
Killer Cam. Let's go, dude.
Look at this.
Can we dovetail that into the pick tracker, please? Just might as well.
I haven't made that graphic yet.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's gonna be a no.
I'm literally making it as we speak. Sorry.
Cameron Johnson, your game ball winner. We'll talk through a couple more players here while we wait to hear from Adam Matas, who is probably waiting to hear from Jokic. If I know a thing or two about how it works around there, that's probably exactly what's going on. Guys, I thought one guy off the bench was real good tonight, other than Peyton Watson.
Everybody buzz, but
Bruce Brown, man.
Dude.
Bruce Brown had 13 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, no turnovers, 5 of 8 from the floor. A couple of late shot clock savers, just putting his head down and getting to the rim. Do you guys remember 7 weeks ago, Bruce Brown literally could not get to the rim?
Yes.
Like, it was so bad, man. He was getting blocked the way you'd think I would get blocked out there trying to shoot a layup. And I actually asked myself at one point, is it over for Bruce?
We said that out loud many times.
What a resounding turnaround. And it's not like something, he seems to have simply just willed himself into being a good NBA player again. But Deb, does it feel for you like the Bruce Brown that we talk about and know about here in Denver is the Bruce that they're getting on the floor right now?
I feel like it's the Bruce that they're getting. And also, when you're a guy that does not score a ton and you're playing off of vibes, he is a genius because he's found out a way to make himself score basketball.
Vibe balling.
Just because he wants to talk so much shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, hey, I don't care about the score. I don't care about what it means right now. If I score right now, I'm going to get into your head. I'm going to talk to your bench. I'm going to get myself going in that way. And he's now like put himself in a spot where he got 13 points in this one just so he could talk. There also hasn't been, it doesn't feel like there's been a bad Bruce Brown game in a while because I think you are so focused on how do you provide that spark. The bench unit they've been damn good this year. Like, it's not actually talked about enough how good the bench unit has been as a whole. And Bruce Brown has been a constant in that. Everyone else is getting pushed in and out of the lineup due to injuries and things like that. But one thing that's been constant is Bruce Brown and his role on this team. And he's put himself back into like a guy that's reliable. He also has proved he's part of that playoff rotation no matter what. And early on, it did not look like it was going to be that.
Now he's shooting 38% from 3 as well on the season. Big turnaround there. That sounds like we have one Adam Matas ready to call in and give some quotes and notes.
Let's hope it's not two Adam Matas.
Boss man, how's it going? What was it like in Ball Arena tonight?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing? It was good here. Kind of a ho-hum win. Honestly, Nuggets took care of business. Before I get started, I got to give a shout out. I actually watched the game with super DNVR fan Nancy and her family. Like 20 people of Nancy's family today. It was awesome. Got to hang out in a suite with the fans and watch this one. And so shout them out. It was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Dope. What an absolute treat. Will you take one big step to your right for me? There you go.
I'm trying to figure it out. It's like weird, so
it's a little harder than you might think. I've been there.
There it is. But now I can't see my notes. I'll get right into this, though, guys. Right now, there is a Volo game going on behind me, so it might be a little loud. I thought David Adelman talked today. He seemed very upbeat, very happy with this one. You know, obviously the first half defensive performance was not very impressive, but He thought the team figured it out in the second, and he was really impressed with the second unit in particular. You know, it's a smaller lineup, and he talked about that small lineup without Aaron Gordon is going to struggle. And he said, look, when you have a player like Robert Williams, that guy's going to look really good against us when we go small, but you can still win the minutes. And he thought that second unit did it. And more to the point, he said, as AG's minutes are able to ramp up and we get into the playoffs, we can play him in that lineup and really like him in that lineup. You know, when he can play the center, you go with him, Spencer, Peyton Watson. That's a big small ball lineup. In the regular season right now on a minute restriction, they can't go to that as much, but he seems very happy with what he's seeing out of that group as a second unit that can switch a lot. He did say he thought the key to that lineup, though, on the offensive end is going to be getting the ball to the slip. You're going to trap Jamal Murray in those lineups because there's no Jokic on the floor. You're going to try to get it out. He thinks the team, when they make good reads on those traps and get the ball out to the slip player, they have a lot of success. So kind of an interesting key for us all to keep our eye on as that unit gets more and more minutes together. You know, he talked about when he was asked what he thought of Peyton Watson, what he looked like tonight, he said tired, first and foremost. But he thought he played well. He just said it looked like he's going to take a while to get in shape. I asked Nikola Jokic about that very question. You know, he missed similar amounts of time. I said, how long do you think it takes for you to get back into game shape when you miss that 4 to 6 weeks? And he said he thinks it takes 3 or 4 weeks to get in shape. I'm kind of surprised by that. That seems longer than I would have guessed. That would take us to the end of the year. There's only 3 or 4 weeks left, but that's what we should expect for Peyton Watson, I suppose, as he tries to come back from this.
Yeah, maybe a little different for Peyton Watson, who is a child and maybe not quite Jokic in terms of recovery, but
tall, skinny guys, like I'll take him 3 days. He'll be in shape, in my opinion. But Jokic says 3 to 4 weeks, but he is a heavy set fella like myself. I think with Peyton Watson, David Adelman said, well, the thing that is really exciting about him that he brings to the team is the ability to draw multiple defenders.
Yes.
And he said that's unique on this team. There's not a lot of guys that can do that. He says he really does draw a crowd because of his ability to get to the paint, and he thinks he's an underrated passer. I thought the pass he had to Jokic tonight was like an A-plus pass. Just drew the 2 defenders, elevates, drops it off for a dunk, a wide-open dunk. Really impressive stuff, man. I liked what I saw from Peyton Watson.
We did too.
And then, going to Nikola Jokic, you know, he just thought that the aggressiveness wasn't there in the first half, which I would agree with. The question is why. You know, it's weird, and Vogt, maybe you could speak to this being around. The guys don't seem panicked about the fact that they're only playing a half of basketball right now on the defensive end. And it seems very deliberate. Like, yeah, we know we coasted in the first half, then we turned it on 1 by 20, which is cool, but it's also one of those things where it feels like, all right, there's 10 games left, or is that just the plan the rest of the year? I'd love to see them play 4 quarters, but it almost feels deliberate. Let me see what else he's got here. With Cam Johnson, you know, it wasn't like he went out of the way. He was asked a question about Cam Johnson as a player, but it's the most praise I've heard him rain on him. He said he's a very intelligent player. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He can miss or make shots, but I think he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And I think, you know, those 2 things, again, it's not like the biggest thing, but he went out of his way to say he's super smart and doesn't mess up, which I have to imagine are things Jokic values quite a bit. Cam, I thought, was very good tonight, starting to hit his shots, and he's starting to take them with more confidence. Like, you could always tell with CB if he's taking them with confidence or not. I think you can with Cam as well, and right now he's getting them off his hands quickly.
Yep.
All right. Anything else for us?
You guys were a great crowd today. It was great. The back and forth was fantastic.
This isn't a back and forth segment.
We're not supposed to go back and forth.
I'm messing with you guys. No, it was good. I mean, honestly, a bit of a ho-hum performance, I thought. I don't think Denver's defense in the first half was insane, but their offense was equally as insane. So he's like, you wanted to settle in and be happy and excited because of how good that offense looks. The defense was tough, but once they started playing defense, the game opened up to 20 points very, very quick. I like the second unit. I like the rotation they have right now with the guys who are healthy, and it's exciting. We'll see if they can keep this going against Phoenix.
Adam, we appreciate you, man. We'll let you go unless you have any other thoughts.
That's it. Take care.
All right, brother. I knew that was it. I wanted that moment.
You wanted some back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
That one, he just did that like he's hosting. He just throws something out and expects someone to respond.
Yeah.
There's a delay. We can't just go back and forth, Adam, you idiot.
Last we all got together and talked about it, we had concluded.
He's actually very upset when he's the one on this side when you're not going. He's just like,
when Adam's like, hey, Bruce, I thought Bruce Brown was great. No one? Anyway, screw you, Adam.
You're not on the show tonight, buddy. No,
you're out of here,
we
bro.
appreciate your calling as always.
Not me.
And we miss you here in the Winners Lounge.
I don't miss him at all.
Eric doesn't miss you. Eric doesn't miss you. Good stuff from Adam Mares. Good stuff from the Denver Nuggets and Ball Arena. Good stuff from our friends in the Toyota chat. And I believe we have some super chats to get through as well.
We do, but we have to hit Pick Tracker because I actually have it ready now.
I've been waiting for this all day. So look at that.
Bang!
Bang! So Adam didn't pick. He was shut out. Brendan Vogt got saved.
That Bruce Brown 3.
Bruce Brown 3. It didn't look like he was going to take one at all. Dev got robbed like no one I've ever seen on earth. He had Jamal Murray points over 23.5. Jamal Murray scored like 22 points in the first 6 minutes of this game. And somehow
Dev's lock is missed by 1.5 2 straight games now.
2 straight.
Anyway, I went in heavy on Killer Cam. I'll never look back on that. I've never felt better. I'm back. Wind is a 0. He is a 0. Let's go.
Wow. He's probably watching, brother. You're like, I hope he heard it. Okay, the last word goes to our good friends logging in and chiming in from really all around the world, frankly. Ghostly Gengar, time to pay.
Pay, baby.
Ryan B1, best offense in the league when healthy, not close. Not close. Really more like best offense all time, (?) when healthy. Really,
Very
truly.
good.
Suryananda. We back. Nuggets revenge tour on OKC coming soon.
It's so true, man. We are so back.
Feel free to correct me on how I butchered your name.
Or don't. Just it's fine.
Or
This,
don't if
this
it's
is
fine
also
with you.
not a back and
But
forth
if it
segment.
matters to you,
This
you
is
can let
not
me know.
a back and forth segment.
Oh, that's
also.
right. The boys' dad guy, $10. After 50 games, the band is back together. Our long national nightmare is over.
It's so true.
Triple quatorze for Jokic,
Triple Catorce.
and AD gets to work a closing lineup. And finally, all the Nuggets are good.
Oh my God. It's been so long.
5.
Oh my God, dude.
5-ish. Let's go. 513 bench 3-pointers down, only 42 till 5. It's getting tight, gang.
Bro, it was revealed on the broadcast today. Tim Hardaway Jr. has 200 3-pointers made, single-handedly carrying the 5-5-5-5-5-ish agenda. I certainly hope you'll consider buying a Tim Hardaway Jr. jersey.
He has exactly 200 makes now on the year after going 1 for 5. Last year, MPJ became the first Nugget to make 200 threes in a game in the 2024-2025 season.
Holy
In a
smokes.
season. And a game would be pretty cool. This year, the Nuggets have 2 players. Jamal Murray, who's already passed the threshold and might very well break Porter's record, and Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench, 200 made threes. Kyle M20, hey, Dev.
Come on. Dude,
Kyle.
that's a pity hay. We all know it, dude.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
saw the crutches. It's a sad story. He feels bad for you, dude. He saw that bad beat you took.
What the?
I'm just
You're a
telling you.
hater.
Oh, I'm a complete hater. Are you
Absolute
kidding?
hater.
Anytime anyone gets the hay from Kyle and it's not me, I just go on the offensive.
Cam John, the man John. Kill a Cam,
Kill a Cam.
caw. All the Nuggets are back. CJ Jones celebrating 5 months of membership.
This is my best friend, by the way.
5 months. Shout out CJ. We on the rise.
Let's
this
go.
team will be peaking at just the right time.
It's so true.
I am looking forward to it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Game Shine, $10. 2 in a row. Is it greedy to ask for 3?
No.
Like Conan praying to Crom, if not to hell with the basketball gods.
I was thinking that too. I was like,
That's exactly what I was
like,
thinking.
does anyone else feel the hand of Crom in here today? I did.
Nugget Inspector. Inspection results. We're back. Check mark.
Let's go, dude. Yes.
Makes me think of the other guys. Like it's FBI for federal
then
girl,
think
but
about-
also for female body inspector.
Think about if Red Hawk Roofing was involved with that. You'd have 80 to 90 photos of the Nuggets being back from a drone.
Crazy Abe, still healing from the month. Need more of that.
I know. It's been bad, guys. Listen, we've bottomed out in a way that I've never seen before. I don't know that we've done it gracefully, but we've kind of gotten back a little bit.
Josh Barnett from Down Under.
Down Under.
Hashtag ATNAA. All the Nuggets are active.
DNVR
DNVR Murray sticker. Vladislav Ocho. Welcome back. Ocho back. Matinee win.
Holy
2
smoke.
out of 10. Going streaking.
Let's
All the Nuggets are
go.
good. Matinee win. Underrated part of this.
Is that the first matinee win in 7 years?
7
I
years,
swear
sure.
to God, yes.
Eduardo Jordan 229. I swear we hit 100% of our threes
It
when we
does
rest
feel that
one
way.
day.
It does
Exactly
feel that
one
way,
day.
yes. We'll talk to
Kaniki
React
or
Live.
Kanakai. First super chat. Fit looks great. Vote and all the Nuggets are good.
Dude, the first
Yeah.
one, $2 to tell you the fit looks great?
Now, granted, I made that account and wrote that, but still.
You paid $2 to say that to yourself?
Houndstoother Jr. I just know my goat sitting next to that black turtleneck right now, waiting for the playoffs. Nice to see Dev John the Man John back.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's so
You can
great.
see my man, John. Back.
Dev John the Man John is back. Eric Wedum feels like the Nuggets are back.
Oh, we're
Peyton
so
Watson
bad,
is literally, as a matter of fact,
Dude,
back.
And Vogt rocking a $2 fit.
Oh, unbelievable. And we will be back. Do we have a show tomorrow? I haven't
I
looked.
literally don't know the answer to that.
No idea. But the Nuggets
We
play
might be back tomorrow. It's
again
possible.
on Tuesday in Phoenix. We'll be back at least then, if not tomorrow as well. Buzzer beater from 80 kilogram Costco chicken. They say we are a first round exit.
Disappoint
them.
Disappoint them.
Gang, thank you so much for tuning in. Toss a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.
Let's go.